Coming up on the Below Deck Med After Show.
I'm very aware of what happened.
Calm down. I'm not challenging you, Malia.
We knew what the problem was, but it's like, what are we supposed to do?
We're smoke and mirror, man. We don't show them we're failing. We show them we're succeeding.
I was like, come on. I've never worked with or had anyone that horrible.
No one deserves that for any reason.
My table wasn't even set. I don't know what Lexi's been doing since 6:30 in the morning.
I could tell she wasn't pulling her weight.
I feel like she was just kind of doing everything on that shift just so that she didn't have to do that shift again.
I was doing like 20 different things, so I didn't finish it.
In the interior, with that amount of gas and their drinking ability and the amount of drinks they're taking down, it's impossible to keep up with one girl.
Your Below Deck Med After Show starts right now.
Before the next guests arrive, Katie changes the stew's schedule, putting second stew Lexi on laundry and breakfast service once again.
So this trip, you on late, I think this is a good opportunity for you as service because drunk guests means they don't notice anything, so it will be good for your confidence.
It's not uncommon in yachting. It is very normal to alternate your girls between, shifts and that. I think it's fair, so that's how I manage. That's what I want to do. It's how I want to run shit, so be it.
I mean, it was really nice, obviously, to be able to come out of laundry for a trip. Obviously, when you're in laundry and housekeeping, all the guests kind of don't know that you even exist.
Forgive me.
Courtney.
I don't. Thank you. It was nice to meet you, and I appreciate everything.
No
Thank
problem.
you.
You're welcome.
I enjoyed service and I enjoy talking to guests and stuff and being out there. So, and obviously we knew that we were going to have an Oktoberfest kind of thing. So I was excited for that as well.
Lexi, view on breakfast, focusing on laundering and housekeeping.
We just went with the flow. It is whatever Katie wants, Katie gets. I'm not really bothered by it. I think we're all doing the same job, so just get it done.
I know Lexi doesn't look very impressed about this, but at the end of the day, we have a boat to run, and whether it's a third stew or second stew or fourth stew, or whoever it is doing laundry and housekeeping and that, someone's got to do the damn job. Lexi is great in front of guests. She was amazing. But then I think as time went on, her attitude got the better of her. And so I guess, I don't know if it was me or whatever it was, but she just started slacking in my eyes.
They seem pretty relaxed right now.
Oh, I'm out. You're definitely out of booze, so that's a problem.
I don't like that noise.
And for me, that's completely unacceptable. If I'm pulled away for whatever reason, I should be able to rely on her, and she knows how to do the job. So these little mistakes are completely unacceptable in my eyes.
Surprise!
The boys need Tito's and tea upstairs. They're out.
Yeah, I'm making some now.
For this size yacht, it runs with 4 stewardess, so we're already shorthand based on the size of the yacht and how much crew is needed to service this yacht. So in the interior, with that amount of gas and their drinking ability and the amount of drinks they're taking down, it's impossible to keep up with one girl. And you have to bear in mind, we also have different duties as well. It's not just taking care of drinks. It's also you have to clean the cabins, you have to prepare the table. And I think a lot of that wasn't shown.
I don't know, in a way, I feel like she was just kind of doing everything on that shift just so that she didn't have to do that shift again. And, it was frustrating for me because, I'm being paid as third stew and I'm being on there as third stew, and I'm kind of going around and checking the second stew stuff, and she's either not done it or she's just done a half kind of job.
It's not fair when I have somebody like Courtney running around, and then I have my second stew who thinks she deserves, more than what she's getting, yet she can't even do simple things that any stewardess is meant to do.
That's in the wrong way, that's why. Who did this cabin? Lexi. It drives me insane.
Katie?
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to come up.
Why?
Because this is a f***ing show. My table wasn't even set. I don't know what Lexi's been doing since 6:30 in the morning.
Well, I could tell she wasn't pulling her weight, and it was intentional because she was upset about there being a rotation in service. And at the same time, I've found her difficult to be with on service, She was argumentative. She's trying to boss me around.
Being on service with Matt is difficult, even if it's just breakfast, lunch, or dinner. So I'm definitely not looking forward to being on service with him in any format because he's just extremely difficult for no reason.
I didn't think it was fair that she wasn't pulling her weight and making Katie and the whole team look bad.
The cutlery and napkins weren't on the table.
I was doing laundry.
Yeah.
And I ran down, juiced. I was doing like 20 different things, so I didn't finish it.
Juicing takes up time. You have to juice orange juice, you have to juice grapefruit juice, you have to juice different juices, you have to peel those and you have to cut those. So that takes up a lot of time into like getting the tables and stuff ready. And I think, you know, that takes up so much time that you don't really have so much time to dedicate into like pouring drinks every 2 minutes plus trying to do other things. So it's difficult.
How's it? What's wrong?
It's just like a lot to deal with. I wanted to get through the charter, but like she's making my job really hard.
I was starting to struggle and I didn't really know how to deal with it, or like I've got 2 stews, I've promoted one to second, and now I'm starting to realize that maybe that wasn't the best idea, or maybe she doesn't have as much experience as I thought she did, or, you know, is fit enough to be a solid second stew.
It's definitely harder because these people drink a lot, so it's harder to keep up with them, and then like you have so much things going on behind the scenes, so it definitely weighed heavily on me to like keep it up and try to do a good job.
During this charter, the guests are actively enjoying the water sports, and Sandy notices the slide is not as inflated as it should be.
I always want the client to have fun.
Yeah, of course.
I don't care how much this is a battle.
Yeah. Oh, no,
We battle it.
Yeah, the slide's fine.
Okay.
This is the least of my battles.
The slides are slides.
I mean, what the
People were going down, but they'd get to the bottom and it would just be like, poop. Which is like... like that whole excitement element of the slide was just not there at all.
This is a big part of our charter.
Yeah.
Why is this not hard?
You know, we're a floating resort. And if you have something that's damaged, you need to have damage control.
It's just frustrating because it's equipment failure. If it doesn't work, don't put it out.
There were so many toys on board, so deck crew were, you know, we were constantly at the slide, which it's weird because the slide's on the bow, so then a deck crew member has to be on the bow. So it was like we were pulled pretty thin at times. And so the slide, I was like, come on.
I have it confirmed that there is an actual leak.
After every slide, we could just have the pump plugged in and just keep airing it up after every...
I know. The problem is we have one pump, so it's going from here, back there, here.
Why is there leaks back there?
There were 2 pumps. One of the crew burned out the pump. Also, one of the crew members was sucking the air out instead of putting it in because the pump was backwards. Anyway.
That slide obviously wasn't built for Lady Michelle. So, and the bow was the only place we could put it. And so it had too much length and not enough height. And that's why, you know, we knew what the problem was, but it's like, what are we supposed to do?
The guests are there. The slide's the big attraction. I don't care what we have to do to keep that thing functioning for the time that it's out before night falls. We do that. So I just needed to remind them, you got to keep it aired up. I don't care if you got to stand with the air hose for every client and put the air hose in, you do it, because that's the yacht world. We're smoke and mirrors, man. We don't show them we're failing. We show them we're succeeding.
And like, bless Captain Sandy, she's like trying to help us, but like,
it's gonna be fun.
We knew what the problem was and we knew how to fix it, but it was just like we were pulled in so many directions. You know, we were like, when someone wants to go down the slide, we'll fix it. But until they go down the slide, like, we don't have time to fix it. You know what I mean?
I'm very aware of what happened. The slide just needs to have the pump there.
All right, well, calm down. I'm not challenging you, Malia.
I know the deck crew run, you know, there's a lot of them. There's 4. Even if you need to utilize me to hold the air hose, I will do that. Sometimes when so many things are going on, they forget, you know, what it's like. And remember, we have inexperienced people on board that really don't know how to deal with slides. So it was a gentle nudge, but it was a nudge.
I originally just had a bad thoughts about the slide, and I was not disappointed. It is the worst thing. The slide is basically used once by a guest, and then they're done. They're not going back on the slide. Like, it's not a huge part, but it's just because it's out there. People are like, okay, cool, I have to try this. Like, I'm a kid in a candy store. I have to have every little bit of everything on here. So
People get excited about what's available. If they didn't know a slide was there, they wouldn't even think about it. Like, it's the same as anything. The jet skis are more fun. Towable toys are more fun. Slides are slack.
You know what? If you charter a yacht, don't ask to go down the slide. Just kidding.
It'd be much better if we didn't have it. But
I think we thought of like just letting it go at one point, like just dropping it and just letting it sink. Like
When Lloyd becomes emotional while sharing his previous yachting experiences, we see the entire crew rally around him with nothing but love and support.
You are a beautiful person.
The guys that we have on deck, they aren't those bad guys. They love you.
Lloyd was telling us some pretty heavy stuff about just like past crew dynamics on boats he's been on.
And then I went to yachting. I was treated like a piece of shit, my captain.
I could see it was like he was in a lot of pain talking about it. And it's obviously something that's been very heavy and like weighted on him, or like, you know, was heavy on his shoulders for a really long time.
I think he'd obviously had a hard time previously. People had said things to him, treated him wrong, basically just treated him like shit. And obviously no one deserves that. No one deserves that for any reason.
I've never worked with or had anyone that horrible, or like, you know, make those, like, goes out their way to make really horrible, disgusting remarks.
I want it.
Oh my God, Lloyd.
So like I'm 90% straight.
You do hear about it. It's not uncommon in the industry.
to hear like what Lloyd has gone through with other captains or other crew members, like instantly it just makes me want to like protect him at all costs. Like, you know, like we need more people like Lloyd in this industry, or just in general, you know, and we need more people like, just to see like David and Katie and everyone on board have the same mindset. Like no one had to be convinced otherwise. And that's really cool. Like those are the kind of people you want around.
You know what? Those Lloyd.
You're like the best human being has ever met.
It's like anything. Like obviously, we've already grown a bond at this point. Like, I love this crew. Like, I fully love this crew. And then seeing Lloyd upset, like everything, it's like maternal instinct. I was like, no, Lloyd's upset. Why?
I guess it opened his eyes to a different side of yachting. He's probably thought coming into the situation that it's going to be somewhat similar. And yeah, some areas it definitely has its negatives, but I think, you know, us as a crew, we had a really like tight family bond, and you know, so when he shared that stuff, it really just like hurt my soul hearing that.
Well, it's not your reality anymore, okay?
I mean, ever wants to talk to me. That was me very drunk, and for some reason, I felt very comfortable with Katie, and she's very supportive. So that was what happened. I then shared what was going on in my head. Do I regret maybe sharing that so much with the group? Not really, because everyone around was so positive, so caring, and made me feel really sort of comforted afterwards when they found out.
We definitely need more Lloyds. What's going on?
Lloyd, I went to college. I swung both ways. Yeah, still do.
Does it really change how we feel about you?
it was super to hear him speak about that and how he felt and how he was almost ready to give up on yachting just because of previous experiences. So I guess it's quite a plus for us that we were part of his better experience and that we all got to form that bond.
It was an incredible experience to one, say that out loud, but two, to have such a positive reaction from my fellow crew.
The goose is loose.